All right, what's up, guys? How's it going? I'm back. I'm redoing round 3 of NAIC VOD review because last time I did it, prize is nothing important. I've actually had the audio on, and for me, actually, I don't listen to anything while I'm doing these, and my headset shuts off after a while, so I didn't even know the audio was playing. Um, but we'll get back into this. So we got attacking. We got Dark Hoopa Gustavo with a bunch of psychic boys versus Ross Cawthon playing QuadHoopa Malamar. I already went over this video before. I've already went over this one before. We'll go over it again. Basically, the way the matchup breaks down is Ross needs to use his hoopas to KO Gustavo's hoopas. Gustavo uses his psychic attackers to KO Ross's hoopas, and Ross needs to use his GX Pokemon, his non-hoopas, to try and KO Gustavo's psychic attackers. We'll see right here. Ross immediately goes for an Ultra Ball, and actually, I don't like this Ultra Ball because this Ultra Ball forces out both stretchers. I don't like this Ultra Ball from Ross here. I talked about this in the last one. The last time I did this, it's unnecessary. He's like really stressing about getting 2 Inkay out. But I don't think it's that important, that big of a deal to get out right now. We see Ultra Balls away, Malamar and Stretcher, and then he stretchers back for all those in. That means he's no stretchers to get back Hoopas later on. But he's like, because he's feeling like he needs to get 2 Inkay, and I really don't think he needs to get 2 Inkay here. I would have much rather seen him just bench the Hoopa that he has in hand, send that active, attach to it, pass. Maybe not even attached to it. No, you attach to it, pass. But instead, he goes Ultra Ball away, Stretcher and Malamar to get an Inkay, and then he just kind of runs out of stretchers because he uses his other stretcher immediately to get back Malamar. Where I think he could have just chilled and waited for a turn. There's a second stretcher. Now he's out of stretchers. Or I think it's Malamar, Inkay, whatever. Now he's just out of stretchers for no reason. Like, I don't think he needs to run out of stretcher here. I think he could have just chilled. I think he could have just passed with Hoopa in his active, not the Inkay. He would retreat to the Hoopa, attach to the Hoopa, pass. And so he got the second Inkay, which is nice, but I think it's unnecessary. Sure, Gustavo could have Guzma DCE, but you can like recover from that. Then next turn you stretcher in 2 Inkays and a Malamar. You save your second stretcher for later. You play your Cynthia that he has in hand. Then maybe you Ultra Ball for an Inkay. You have the option of Ultra Balling with your top deck. This just feels rushed and unnecessary from Ross. I don't think he needs to go this route and be this. We see the Mysterious Treasure from Gustavo, getting a Mewtwo. So yeah, the Latios puts on a ton of pressure on Ross's deck, actually. So Ross has to deal with that, which means Mewtwo should be able to like follow up with a knockout. Also, one thing that I saw Ross didn't do in the last time I casted this, so I'll bring it up immediately, is he didn't use his GX attackers at all, and I think that's wrong. Maybe game 1, he was like afraid of Max Elixirs coming down, but by game 2, you should know Gustavo doesn't play Max Elixir. And you should abuse that fact, knowing that none of your GX attackers can kind of be knocked out of nowhere, and you should just kind of use those to KO the psychic attackers. Because if you use your Hoopas to KO everything, so if you use your Hoopas as Ross to KO everything of Ross's, you're gonna run out of Hoopa before Gustavo runs out of attackers. Did I say that right? If you're gonna use the Hoopas of if Ross is gonna use his Hoopas to try and KO everything of Gustavo's, he's gonna run out of Hoopa. Gustavo runs out of attackers. So as Ross, you want to use Hoopas to KO Hoopas from Gustavo, or early game like this is fine until you get your like here. If you can get a Dawn Wings out and attacking, I would Dawn Wings this for sure. I would Dark Flash this. Just Dark Flash it. You KO that. There's no Hoopa ready to go. You Dark Flash the Mewtwo. You get 2 for 1 there. That's awesome. And then the Hoopas are still there to KO Hoopas. But we don't see Ross play it like that. We see him pretty much just focus on just Hoopa, and especially at this point where so he top decks Parallel City, I believe there. I missed that. So if he had just waited to Ultra Ball, he could have Ultra Balled away Parallel City and Malamar. Gotten a second Inkay here. Just had 1 Inkay in play. That's fine. I think that's fine to just have the 1 Inkay. You don't need to stress about getting the second Inkay immediately. Then stretcher back in Malamar, Inkay. Then play your Cynthia, and you still have your second stretcher for later in the game. Now, I also think you should have just played the Parallel City on Gustavo's side. I guess saving it to like Parallel City yourself and get rid of options for Gustavo to win the game is also. I don't know. I just don't think you want it in the deck now. I don't think this is a matchup that actually comes down to like should come down to like close prize exchanges, like where like, oh, like, oh, what do I have to plan for my next attack, so on and so forth. This should come down to one person just kind of running out of attackers or resources to attack with, and then you win from there. Whatever. So we see that the Cynthia from Ross, he's got a couple options here. He's got a Treasure and an Ultra Ball. Treasure away Lele. Probably getting you want to get a Malamar, protect he keeps any of the upside down cards. Get a Malamar, protect that Inkay from Latios just punching it again. You don't want to just lose an Inkay for nothing like that. So you definitely want to get the Malamar there, and then he has an Ultra Ball. Yeah, getting rid of the Parallel City, so you don't drew Parallel City. And I guess it's fine because it's like fodder here. He gets a Hoopa, so you can start charging up Hoopa. So here is where I think he's not killing anything with this Hoopa. He knows these are going to still be a threat. And here's where I think he should have gotten a Dawn Wings. GX and actually gone in and hit this with the plan to hit this with a Dawn Wings. I guess Gustavo on his turn response was trying to set up a Hoopa, so maybe not Dawn Wings this turn. Maybe you need Dawn Wings to come out different. All right, so I guess the Hoopa is fine. Yeah, I rethought that now. I think Hoopa's fine here because I guess Gustavo could go bench Hoopa, attach to Hoopa, and then all of a sudden next turn attach again, Fighting Fury about knock out your Dawn Wings if you attack with Dawn Wings. So I guess no, the Hoopa's fine here. I guess I don't know. You still need to trade into the Psychic attackers with something besides Hoopas though. That's one of this. Actually, I'm not too sure if it should be a Hoopa or a Dawn Wings there. I'm not too sure actually. See how it ends up playing out. 40-20. It's not really relevant because those things are gonna get one shot anyways. But whatever. This is where he's at. So he's like, yeah, 40-20. There's a Hoopa come down. Ball. Another Latios. So he will be able to like kill that Malamar for sure off the bench if he wants to. I don't know what's in his hand. I think he's just gonna go with an attack. It'd be very nice to get an energy attachment now, but he maybe doesn't have a supporter. I can't tell. I think he's a Hoopa the prize. All right, so we see draw from Ross. So he's gonna be able to attack with Hoopa for sure. That's great. Plays the Cynthia. So Dawn Wings would have been better here. You would have been able to attack in with no threat of Hoopa knocking you out. But since you already committed to the Hoopa, you definitely attach to the Hoopa. You could whiff Malamar and stuff. Here we go. We got everything going now. Another Hoopa as well. So he's going to be able to efficiently use both Psychic recharges. He's got Mysterious Treasure. And then with this Mysterious Treasure is where I would like to see him hold this. And then next turn, consider trying to set up Dawn Wings, depending on what Gustavo attacks with. But he goes immediately gets Inkay. I would like to have seen him hold that for a turn. Inkay's okay. I don't really like Inkay. It's also set up so the second Latios can like knock out Inkay, knock out Malamar. I think I would have liked to see him just hold the treasure. Alright, we see him send up Mewtwo. He's just gonna look for the knockout here. There's special charge and there's Lele in hand. So I don't think he had a draw supporter, but the Lele will be able to get him a draw supporter now. Special charge to 1 DCE. And then it should just be Lele for Sycamore or N or Cynthia. I don't know which one he's gonna go for. It depends on what his hand is. I can't really tell what his full hand is. Oh, he has Sycamore in hand. So then it's just Stretcher in the Latios and then Sycamore. He must have. I don't think he. But he top decked Lele and then he got Hoopa off the prizes. So he had Sycamore last turn and just chose not to play it. I'm not sure why. I think if I was him, I would have just Sycamore and tried to find more cards. Get the energy attachment on the Hoopa. Alright, so we see the DCE to the Mewtwo. And he's going to go knock out the active Hoopa. And then from Ross, we can either see attack with Hoopa. But here is where I want to see Ross attack with Dawn Wings. If he can. We'll see if he gets the option to use energy. So I would like to see him just end first and give himself the option to attack with Dawn Wings. I want to see him attack with Dawn Wings here. This is where you need to trade your non-Hoopas into whatever they can kill. And your Dawn Wings can't KO Hoopas, so you want to use your Dawn Wings to knock out. And this all comes back to like the beginning where he Ultra Balled away that Stretcher where he didn't really need to. If he had just not done that, he would have been able to have many Hoopas this game as long as he's able to find the Stretcher. But instead he was like hasty. He really wanted to get the double Inkay out immediately, which I don't think is necessary in this matchup because this matchup can be a little bit slower early on, especially. So I think if he had just held that Stretcher, he would have had way more options of how to play this game. But now he's kind of like forced down this route. He only has so many Hoopas, so you want to try and abuse as many Dawn Wings as possible, stuff like Dawn Wings. So he whiffed anyway, so now he kind of has to go with Hoopa, unfortunately. There's no immediate response from Gustavo, which is nice, but there's a Mysterious Treasure, so that can get a what's it called? So we see Lele for Cynthia, play Cynthia. And there's another play that comes up from Ross that I didn't really like. Coming up, it might even be this next turn. We'll see how it goes. So we see the KO from Ross on with the Hoopa on the thing, whatever he just KO'd. So we see Gustavo go into. I don't know about attaching to the active Hoopa. Oh no, because this Hoopa's locked up. I always forget that this thing can't attack next turn. So yeah, attaching to the active Hoopa is good. Yeah, there's this play. He has Guzma, Necrozma, but then he makes this weird play I don't really understand. He treasures away that. I don't know why he treasured away at NK2. I'd have to see his hand again. I have to see his hand again. Because I would have just gotten rid of the Psychic Energy. You have so much. I'd see his hand again. Let me see his hand again. Yeah, I think I would have treasured away the Psychic. I would have just not treasured there at all. I don't know why he treasured there. I don't know what he was looking for. He has the KO on the Lele this turn. So I would just say, I think he should just go for the KO on the Lele this turn. Instead, he makes this really weird play that kind of makes no sense. That gets punished if Gustavo has a Acerola. And I think he should have plenty of Psychic in the discard pile. I think so anyway. Maybe they are locked up. No, but even if they're locked up on this, he could have retreated first to a Malamar, bench the Necrozma GX, charge it up with Psychic Recharge, and then Guzma the Lele. Instead, he does this weird play where he just gets punished if Gustavo has Acerola. And Gustavo does have Acerola, I think. You see the Energy Lotto, and then Gustavo's gonna Acerola. Yeah, he just gets hard punished. I think there was really no reason to not just one shot. Now the Lele's just out of play. Like that's 2 prizes. I think Ross should have just blown that up with Necrozma GX. There's no reason not to just blow that up. I don't know what he was thinking with this play. After he blows that up, he needs to use this Hoopa to KO one of Gustavo's Hoopa somehow, and then there's a Latios on the bench that can be KO'd by a Malamar, which he can just, if he just gets a Goose, as long as it doesn't get a Fighting Fury Belt. Even if it gets a Fighting Fury Belt, you can use it, you can KO it with like Dawn Wings or something. So I have no idea what Ross was thinking with that play, just hitting it with that. I think he was thinking, okay, I can maybe Black Ray it later, which is like okay, but like Gustavo plays Acerola. You saw him discard one earlier, so you can't even like factor it in. Like you didn't just didn't know what his list would look like. You saw the one Acerola earlier, so you know he plays Acerola. How many? Who knows? But like I would assume at least 2 or 3, probably 3. The deck that has no draw power, so you want to play like heavy counts of what you're going to use. Yeah, I don't know what Ross was thinking with that. I definitely think he should have just benched the. He could have retreated this. I think there's Psychic in there already, so he could have just retreated the Hoopa to a Malamar, benched across my GX, triple Psychic Recharge ideally, and just leave the Psychic in hand. But if it's double Psychic Recharge attached, that's fine. Guzma up Lele, knock out Lele. Instead, he does this weird play where he just Guzmas it up and hits it with Hoopa, and then it's like it can easily get you never get punished for that play with the Necrozma though, and it still takes Gustavo forever to win the game. Sure, you're putting a two prize attacker in play, but you're putting a 2 prize attacker in play that just doesn't die forever. Yeah, I really don't like that play from Ross. I think it makes no sense when he has the option of the other play for sure. We see Ross, yeah, so we see like Ross has been trying to avoid using GX attackers all game, and now it's punishing him because he's just gonna run out of Hoopa. And then once he runs out of Hoopa, he has no way to kill Gustavo's Hoopas. And he will just lose. Go. Giddy. So Ross can hit it back and then look to hit it back and then look to clean it up with a Malamar from the bench, I guess. Yeah, he's just gonna hit it. I think he had one. So he had one Psychic in discard pile, I think. What are we at? 18, 48. Checks his discard pile here. I think he has one Psychic in there, so I would have Psychic recharged that to one of the fresh Malamars. Damn, this man plays. How many Energy Loud does this man play? That's his 3rd one this game, I think. I think he has one. He puts on the Mewtwo. Where it gets really awkward for Ross. He could have been down to 2 prizes here, and then I think he would have just been able to close out this game eventually. But now he's just in a really shitty spot. And I think there was like no reason for him not to have benched the Necrozma GX either and just get it in play. So he knows he's going to be attacking with a Malamar, so he should commit energy to Malamar and then Sycamore. Ends up with it going with N. I don't know why he goes with N here. You just need to find cards to win the game. KO this, and then find something to KO the Mewtwo, and then go from there. I don't know why he ends here. Ending Gustavo to 3, but Gustavo just needs literally an energy card. Gustavo literally just needs an energy card, and he has the knockout on the Malamar. Double Psychic Recharge. Yeah, I would have just gone with Sycamore if I was Ross and just look for the setup for the next knockout. You know Mewtwo's going to knock out this. Look for something to knock out the Mewtwo. If he commits his energy attachment to the Mewtwo, that means he has no response to a Dawnwing. So you just get a Dawnwings, and then Dawnwings knocks it out. Yeah, so he had the extra Psychic Recharge in the... Well, that could have been attachment. He maybe... Did it with the Guzma pass, I think. Pass, draw from Ross. Not a lot of flow stones. This is another play that came up I did not like from Ross. So we're currently in a situation where you know Gustavo's dead drawing because he just did that pass. So I think the play here, what I want to see from Ross is just Flowstone here, retreat, smack the Super, because you need a way to kill the Super because you have 3 prizes left. So you need to kill the Super, then Mewtwo will kill you, and then you can go just Dawn Wings, knock out that. So his hand is Floatstone, Malamar, Energy, Guzma, Cynthia. So I like to see him go Floatstone active. See, I don't like this Guzma play at all because you're not KOing. If you're KOing the Mewtwo, it'd be different, but you're not KOing the Mewtwo, so it opens up Gustavo's top decks. Like now he can top deck an energy for turn and he's good. Before he had to like top deck a draw supporter, but now he can just top deck an energy and he'll take this trade, and then next turn he can top deck a draw supporter. So I think Ross should have just gone Flowstone active Cynthia, look for the Dawnwings to have a response to the Mewtwo, and just smack the Hoopa for 40 and try and like whittle it down to KO it. You don't need excuse me, when you have the Dawnwings in your deck, you don't want to be using your things that can hit Hoopa as your attackers to hit Mewtwo's. Use the Dawnwings to KO the Mewtwo. Use the Malamars to KO the Hoopa. Use your Dawnwings to KO the Mewtwo. But then he's going like this, and he's like committing everything to KOing Mewtwo. And then we see, yeah, the Professor's Letter. Like, yeah, he maybe even had this in hand and just didn't play it. I don't actually know. No, he would have played it last turn. I think he top decked that. So that opened up his top deck. Now he's able to just top deck Professor's Letter and get this knockout. Instead of, if Ross had just chilled, and been like, okay, just hit your Hoopa. Maybe he gets a 3-shot to Hoopa over, or 2-shot to Hoopa over, or 3-shot to Hoopa over the next 3 turns. It would have taken 3 turns. And then have Dawnwings ready to KO this when this comes active. And then he just needs to Guzma and knock out the Latios. But now he's in like such an awkward spot. He definitely should have just Cynthia last turn, looked for more attackers, looked for the Dawnwings to have a response to the Mewtwo, so on. Also, I think he should have sent up this Malamar. I don't think you want to use that energy out of hand. Attaching that energy out of hand is actually pretty bad right here. Even to the bench guy, I think you want to play Cynthia first and then try and set up the Dawnwings to hit into this. You don't want to leave your Malamars active. I mean, Gustavo's best response here is just to snipe this Malamar off the bench. But I don't like committing that energy there this turn. I would just hold that and save that for later. Dawnwings. The Necrozma works too. You can put Necrozma down. I would. Gonna attack with this one because he knows this one dies no matter what. More prizes needed from Ross. Knockout, 30 on the bench. Now he just knocks out this, but then he has no way to KO the Hoopas because once again, he's been using all of his Hoopas to knock out everything instead of using his GX attackers to knock out the Psychic Pokemon and then using his Hoopas to knock out Gustavo's Hoopas. So now he's just out of Hoopa and he's literally only attacking with Malamar. And now finally he's benching his GX attackers, but like it's too late. Like he's gonna end him. He knows Gustavo needs a metal energy. So if he gets this knockout, then he can maybe win if Gustavo can't find the metal energy. Sure what Gustavo drew. Looks like Sycamore. So Gustavo does get a little fortune here to draw the Sycamore off the end to 1. 7. So here's where Ross needs actually like another N. I don't know if he has any left though. So you got the metal the metal and the belt to protect it. Pretty sure those kind of like locks Ross out of the game, hopefully. And then all he needs to draw is a Guzma or Acerola, because Ross has to hit that Hoopa. He can't not hit it. I mean, I guess he could not hit it and just leave it. Yeah, actually, he could not hit it if he has a Guzma left in deck, because then he can eventually just one-shot the Kartana off the bench. I think he goes with Professor's Letter. Finally, that should have already been played, I think, a while ago, too, just to thin out the deck. There's a Sycamore upside down. Why there's a Sycamore Oh, yeah, he's kind of just out of energy. Yeah, we see Gustavo has the Guzma. Yeah, so that's game. Ross was just out of energy at that point. So that's game 1. And I think Ross could have just won game 1 if he had Necrozma GX killed the Lele instead of just hitting it with Hoopa, allowing it to be punished with an Acerola play. He just tried to use Fit Dawnwings in there at some point just to get a knockout instead of using a Hoopa to get a knockout. I think he would have also won the game. Like, just don't be afraid to use the GX attackers is basically what I'm saying for this matchup for Ross. And it definitely felt like he was afraid to use them. Surprise cards, nothing important on Gustavo's side. Pretty standard prizes. Same thing on there's that upside down Sycamore. Same thing on Ross's side. Pretty standard stuff. So we got Ross going first in game 2. All I want to see from him is I want to see him learn from his last game and just not be afraid to use GX attackers, as he discards ones right off the start, I think. Yeah, he just discards that. So once again, just bench this. It's this thing, like, so you want something that to take damage, to take hits that is not your Hoopas. Hoopas are how you KO Gustavo's Hoopas. If you run out of Hoopas as Ross, you're going to lose. All Ross has to do is just bench this here. Just bench that Ultra Necrozma. Or Necrozma GX. I keep calling it Ultra Necrozma. It's Necrozma GX. Just put it on the bench. It's not a huge deal. Like, it's so hard for Gustavo to chase it. Put a floatstone on it too. Put this floatstone that you put on the Inkay on the Necrozma. Maybe you attack with Necrozma into Mewtwo next turn. That'd be sick actually. You get the attack off on the Mewtwo with the Necrozma. Nothing to hit it. Even if Hoopa hits Necrozma, it has to 2-shot it, and then you go into Hoopa. Like, yeah. Ross should have benched the Necrozma GX, attached Flowstone to it. Like, there's no reason not to. You have to use something that is not Hoopa to take KOs on the attackers of Gustavo's that are not Hoopas. Otherwise, you will run out of Hoopas, and then Malamars can't keep up by themselves. I think Inkay is a better attacker with the Hypnosis. Try and deck him out. Like, it's so bad to go. You have to go down the route of, it's not good. All right, Ross at the N. Yes, it would be very nice to have a. I mean, it would have been very nice to have a Necrozma with an energy on it, but discarding the energy is right off the Sycamore, hoping to draw another one. So, it's kind of unfortunate on that. And Inkay comes down, another Hoopa. Once again, Necrozma GX should be on the bench here. And you should probably be attaching energy to it. This should be a Necrozma with a floatstone that you're attaching to, so that can kill that. And then this another play I just don't like from Ross. It doesn't really make any sense. So the snipe damage is nothing here. The 20 is like okay here, but if he gets a belt, it's irrelevant. I guess you can find a field blower later on, but he just never has to activate the Hoopa and you leave the Hoopa. And then you're letting that your only energy in play take damage. And it's going to be way harder for you to set up a relevant attacker next turn to just take out this Mewtwo. Especially when the Mewtwo is only doing 60 damage. This thing has 130 HP. So if he just left this one active with Floatstone, it would just take another hit and chill. And you'd be like, okay, now all you need to do is like find 2 energy and a way to discard one of them. And then you're good to attack again next turn. But instead he retreats to this Hoopa and does this play. I really don't like this play at all. I don't think it makes any sense to do this play. Just chill. Just leave the Hoopa with the Floatstone active for a turn. And just pass. Like, there's no reason to do this retreat. Just pass. Literally just pass with the Floatstone on it active. Yeah, no reason to retreat here. Hits for 60. Now he gets like now he gets 100 damage on this one for no reason. Like there was no reason for this to have been played out this way. Sycamore, I'm fine getting rid of the Marshadow and stuff. Ideally wants, I mean, now he can't even do a play where he knocks out the Mewtwo. If he had a hand with 2 Psychic Energy, he's only got 1, so he wouldn't have been able to pull it off anyways. But still, like it's still not the right play to play it the way Ross did. I really do not like this play. This play kind of just makes no sense. He'll get that Snipe push on the Hoopa, which is nice, and he'll eventually be able to. And then I hate this play even more. Just let him knock out this Hoopa with the Mewtwo, and then send up a fresh Hoopa to attack into this Mewtwo, and then I don't know, kill this Hoopa somehow. So make it easier to kill this Hoopa. You usually need to kill the Hoopas with your Hoopas. Stop trying to kill the Mewtwo with your Hoopa. You need to kill these Hoopas, Dark Hoopas with your Hoopas. But he keeps going in with this Hoopa on random stuff like the Mewtwo, and it just makes no sense. There's no reason to do this. Just leave this active. Retreat to this. Go back to this for a turn. You already got the 20 snipe on the Hoopa, so now just be like, okay, I need to find Field Blower. And then Gustavo has a really, and Gustavo can actually play around this play that Ross just made by using Guzma for the turn, which we will see here. He's going to Guzma up. I forget what he Guzma's up. I think he takes out a Malamar. There's no reason not to take out a Malamar here. I think you just take out a Malamar. Yeah, he just takes out a Malamar. And this plays around Ross's play completely. Now this is just active, and you're not ready to KO it at all. Just retreat to the Hoopa that had 60 on it already with the Flow Stone and pass. Stop wasting your energy. Now you have nothing set up to attack with. Oh, he's got the energy switch. Oh, so he can abuse the energy switch right now, but it's not good. We're going to see the stretcher for 3. Oh, stretcher for 1. He's just going to get the NK. The blower. Okay. And then we're going to see the energy switch over to the damaged one. We're still not in a great position from Ross. Like, he kind of just, like, the second snipe that made no sense. Just retreat to this and pass. Set up a fresh Hoopa to attack into. Or, yeah, set up the fresh Hoopa to attack into so the Mewtwo can't just, like, bring up the damaged one. You don't need that extra snipe damage here. It doesn't really do anything. Snipe the Mewtwo 2 more times to make that relevant. And it's never going to come up and be relevant. Knockout. Bada bing. Gustavo. Set up some more attackers. I think he's got a stretcher in there for 1 if he wants the Hoopa out. You stretcher for 1 for the Hoopa, and then Ultra Ball. And time is actually becoming a consideration here. So Ross is definitely ahead right now, which is on board state. Time is definitely becoming a consideration. I guess the N. Ross down to 5. I guess he has stuff he doesn't want to Sycamore away. I can't really see what his hand is. Oh, he's going with the Ace of Roleplay. Oh, yeah, the Ace of Roleplay. I like this. And now, once again, because Ross didn't bench the Necrozma GX, he has no way to just one-shot. Oh, no, I guess he can one-shot it with his Dawnwing still. If his Dawnwings is in his deck, he can one-shot it with Dawnwing still. So Dawnwing still works here. And there's no threat of Hoopa, so Dawnwings is actually pretty good here. But still, if the Necrozma was down, this would be super easy. The Necrozma already should have been on the bench just chilling. But he has the Dawnwing, so the Dawnwings works here because he's behind right now. And you're never going to GX attack with anything else anyway, so this is just kind of fine. I hope he has another draw supporter in there. Malamar. He wants to ideally set up 1 more Malamar line if possible. Get down another NK this turn. There. Attach return. I would Cynthia here. I'm not sure why he doesn't Cynthia to try and see more cards. If anything that he wants to for sure keep. Maybe he wants to keep the Guzma for next turn. I guess that's reasonable. Because then he knows if the Hoopa comes up, he can then go Guzma, knock out the Mewtwo. I guess that's fine. And you know he's ending you anyways, so you probably want this at the end of the deck. Yeah, you know Gustavo's ending you anyways, so. There's an upside down Sycamore. So yeah, there's no way for Ross to one-shot this, but he can start to poke it. He needs to start to poke it. Or he could just Guzma, knock out the Mewtwo this turn and set up a Hoopa to hit into the Hoopa. That would be fine. He doesn't draw the Guzma, as we see. So he needs to go with... I don't even know what he's going to go with here. I don't know how many... He doesn't have a ton of seconds in the discard pile, I don't think. 1... Is there 2? Is there 2? There shouldn't be 2 past this point. Yeah, there's not, unfortunately. Doesn't want to match NK, but unless you know them, if you know the Hoopa's gonna die, then you finish. psychic recharge twice to the or psychic recharge once to the Hoopa on the bench, and then retreat, and then psychic recharge again. Yeah, that's fine because then the Mewtwo back knock it out. Yeah. So there's 20 to the Mewtwo, but this one has a float stone, so you can move it next turn or get knocked out. No, I guess this is probably. Skyla from Gustavo goes for the Sycamore, so you know he's got nothing in his hand. He gets the Guzma here from Gustavo. Attack with the. No, you want to attack with the damaged one here because then Hoopa can't KO it. You definitely want to attach here. I mean, he saves the float stone, I guess. But then this just dies immediately to a Hoopa. So this one goes in. Oh, no, this is right. You want to attack with the non-damaged one here. Is that what I was saying? What was I saying? Yeah, you want to attack with this one here. So it doesn't die. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Yeah, he's doing what I wanted. Okay, yeah. I thought he was going to attack with the one with the float stone. But no, this is right. Now this doesn't die to the Hoopa, and then you retreat, attack with the other one. Ideally, I think he needs an energy maybe still. I think he might be out of energy in the scrap pile. This game was played a little bit cleaner from Ross. I think he still could have attacked. Like, he still should have set up his non-GX attack. Especially the Necrozma GX, because it just can't, especially if you get a float stone on it, it can't be, like, one-shot or anything. So I don't know what Ross is so afraid with in that situation. With attacking with it. And now it looks like Ross should definitely just win this game for sure, eventually. But I don't think they have enough time to close that game too. So I'm pretty sure, yeah. So Gustavo does end up winning this one game one. Now I remember, Gustavo does end up winning this game. This gets set game one, 1-0, not game one. It's 1-0. I still think Ross should have won game one if he had played it a little bit cleaner. I think he played it frantically, kind of for no reason. And I don't think we'll be seeing Ross win this one. Sycamore. And yeah, that's time. 0, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there's no way for Ross to actually close out this game. Yeah, kind of unfortunate. I think Ross would have won if there was more time. Attack off. Malamar. Yeah, but it's not going to be enough. Ross will lose this one. 0-1. Gustavo wins 1-0. I think Ross should have just won game one and then maybe would have potentially 1-0'd Ross. But just didn't play game one very well, I don't think. And even here in game two, I feel like he could have played it a little bit better. Could have played this one even a little bit better, with just like not being afraid to go in. I still felt like he was afraid to go in and attacking with GX attackers for no reason. Just like put him down, set him up. Like especially the Necrozma GX, like it just can't be touched. Really, like he can Guzma and kill it. Guzma it once, hit it, but especially when you have that Flowstone turn one to put on it, you're just kind of like good to go. So yeah, that's it for my redoing of round 3. Clean from just clean from Gustavo, but I think Ross. And it was hard for me to comment too much on Gustavo's play because I don't know his deck that well. He's kind of playing his own wonky Hoopa attack, psychic attackers deck. But yeah, it seemed to be pretty clean from Gustavo. I think Ross definitely did not play the game. Game 1 he played, I think, pretty poorly, and then game 2 he cleaned it up quite a bit. But I still think it could have been a little bit more aggressive with the putting a GX attacker in play to always have the option and then not needing to find it, because we saw a couple times game 1 he just didn't have one in play, and then he definitely could have used one if he had one in play. So just bench the Necrozma GX or EX. I think it's Necrozma EX. It's not threatened. Nothing on Gustavo's deck threatens it like immediately to one shot it or anything. Kind of just chilling. So there's no reason to not just bench it. So yeah, that's gonna do it for my retake on round 3. My links are everything in the description below. YouTube channel. Oh no, I'm on the YouTube channel. Twitch live stream, Twitter, Facebook, whatever. Check it out. I'll be back with round 4 is already up, so I'll be back with round 5 soon.